Good morning and happy Friday. Well, once again, it did nothing but rain. In fact, that is my low, that it rained all day. Yeah, I mean, honestly, considering that life could always hit you with something much worse, I'll take a little bit of rain. Why not? But in all fairness, yesterday was a very solid day, and I can tell you that a large part of it was due in part to yesterday's episode of Hot Ones. Because, well, here's the thing. Obviously, my high was watching yesterday's episode of Hot Ones. But during the interview that I'm about to go over, Sean mentioned that this was the last shoot of the season. Now, that could mean that yesterday's episode was the season finale, and they just didn't really do a good of a job of explaining that. Or it could mean that while it's the last shoot of the season, it may not be the last episode. Because the good folks over at First Week Feast of Hot Ones have said they filmed the episodes out of order. So, it might just be possible we're going to have one more episode after today. And I'm still going to look next Tuesday to see if we have a Hot Ones guest. But if not, I can genuinely tell you that having Shakira be the season 23 finale of Hot Ones, you honestly couldn't have picked a better guest to have. Seriously, I'm going to get into this in a minute. I learned so much about, not just Shakira, but music in general. And that's literally what some of the best Hot Ones episodes entail. You learn a lot about, the guests involved, and it can be funny to watch them completely, keel over, dying, eating, scorching hot chicken wings. But when you learn more than just the person, more than about just the person who's sitting in that chair across from Sean Evans, those are the episodes as to why they really stand out to me. And this one really stood out to me. Seriously, this will go down as among the great season finales of Hot Ones. If this is the season finale, of course. Right up there with, John Mayer, Weird Al Yankovic, Daniel Radcliffe, I believe, was a season finale. Mark Ruffalo as of season 22, which, heaven forbid, First Week Feast explained it was the season finale for season 22, but I'm not mad. Annoyed, but not mad. Do I even have an act of kindness? Well, I guess if I have an act of kindness, I really don't have, it's gonna I sound like a little kid saying this, I didn't do anything wrong. But no, I did hold the door for someone yesterday. Again, I know sometimes I get a little bit repetitive with some of the acts of kindness that I do. Help my parents watch my nephews, do stuff for my grandma. I get that sounds a little bit repetitive. But an act of kindness is still an act of kindness. And you should go out of your way to, do something. Even if you wind up forgetting it later, like I almost did. Because, I wasn't lying. I really did hold the door open for someone as they were carrying out something. So, I did that. But that's really about it. Unfortunately, because of the rain, a lot of people don't really want to do anything. And I get it. We've had rain pretty much now it'll be day 3 if we do keep getting rain. Once again, May, we better see some goddamn flowers. Okay? I better not, like, well, obviously I'll be able to see some grass, but like, I should see a lot more, pink and yellow and any other color the flowers are than green when we get to May. Although that does remind me, at some point I need to think about, gifts for birthdays and Mother's Day at some point. Yeah, with us having just done Easter, there's nothing going on in the month of April. That's why I don't really care for when Easter's in the month of March. Because there's quite literally nothing going on this month. I mean, my brother's birthday's gonna be next week, but that's really about it. And, there will be SBA game night in a couple weeks. That's gonna happen. I look forward to that. But, like, holiday-wise, nothing. The next major holiday that I know of is Mother's Day, and that's well over a month and a half. Well, not a month and a half from now, but we'll say over a month. More than a month, less than a month and a half. So, a month and a quarter, I guess. I don't know. So, let's talk about hot ones. So, right out of the gate, Sean had a quote from Van Morrison, who Shakira idolizes. And the quote was, "I write songs to heal myself. If they heal others, that's a bonus." And Sean asked if that quote resonates with her. And yes, obviously it does. I mean, she idolizes Van Morrison. Why not? Because the writing process, and these are her words, it's not like a premeditated intellectual process. It's compulsion. It's a need, and then it transcends onto others. Basically, it was Shakira's way of saying music creates bridges for people. And it does. Like, food, religion, music, like, these are the things that can bring so many different kinds of people together. And I'm glad, like, you have, old school singers and songwriters like Shakira that understand that. It's awesome. Okay, so literally the second way, Shakira and Sean just talked about, like, Sean's process regarding what he does before, or what he does or doesn't do before and or after the show. Honestly, the second wing was rather uneventful. She talked about how at age 21, she literally lost a whole body of work that got lost in an airport in Bogota. Like, it was in her dad's briefcase, and the briefcase just disappeared. And it led to naming the album Where Are the Thieves. She was able to recreate all that work after a while, but, it took a lot of effort. And Sean asked, like, wait, were you targeted? And she's like, no. It really is one of those things where something just gets lost. That happens. I mean, we wish it doesn't happen, but people lose things all the time, whether it's by accident or not. I mean, it's worse if it's like, again, you don't want that to happen. But, if it just disappears, like, the elements, the universe, the Lord, the Force do something to make something disappear, I mean, what can you do? From a production standpoint, the most expensive thing she ever did when putting on a concert, on her first world tour, she actually lost money because she had like that giant cobra statue that she had to take everywhere with her. And she literally lost because the cobra statue alone was worth like $1 million. And it just to carry everywhere, she lost money. Which, I mean, Sean's for what it's worth, the cobra did look cool. And I have seen pictures of this cobra statue. Listen, I know that some people aren't really that big a fan of snakes. Me, I'm more on the indifferent side. But I'll acknowledge when something looks cool. And the cobra statue did look cool. So there you go. Let's see. They talked about what makes her wince or cringe when listening to her earlier work. And basically, Shakira admitted this herself. Obviously, in her career, she was trying to be too much. Whenever, especially when she did like, whenever, wherever, that lyric when she's like, na 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 na, like she really would overdo that. And listen, literally any artist will tell you, I can tell you right now, like for me, from my perspective, I never look at my old videos. In fact, I don't even look at the video I did the day before. Because, like, it's just so, like, that's the thing. Like, every artist, every entertainer, every person who, even me doing this, our craft evolves over time. You know, I can tell you right now, where I am, far different from where it was when I started. And a lot of people have mentioned that. So, I get what Shakira is coming from, where she's coming from when she says, you know, I can't listen to my earlier work. Or really any artist saying that they can't listen to their earlier work. Because they're like, wow, that really used to be me. That's the truth. That always happens. They talked about how, like, besides like songwriting, like what's like her most obsessive thing about being in the studio, like she literally like everything is to her need. Like she even said this is why it takes so long for her to make an album, because she really wants like every single aspect of what happens in the studio to be perfect. Not just her singing, not just her songwriting, not just her sound, but like all the technical intricacies of what happens when like you actually record, you know, like everything. I mean, I get that some people would find that really obsessive. I definitely see that. But again, like, it's Shakira. One of the most iconic voices of my generation, to be sure. You know, I get, like, she really wants, basically she does all she can to make sure she's putting out the best possible quality in her work. And that really is truly to be admired. Like, sometimes sometimes like it gets so obsessive she just gives up and she winds up doing like a piano arrangement for the song. Which, that works. Piano's catchy. She actually went to Seth MacFarlane for translating She-Wolf, which, you know, she's a huge Family Guy fan. And listen, I'm not really much of a Family Guy fan. I have much love and respect for Seth MacFarlane. I really do. His shows don't really entertain me so much anymore. In fact, a lot of them are just straight up bad. But I mean, when it's nothing involving his shows, Seth MacFarlane really is an unbelievable talent. I'm not kidding, he really is. Like, he has an amazing singing voice, he's very creative, and again, when it has nothing to do with the shows, he can be a funny person. And Shakira really admired that about him. And admired the musical production of the show Family Guy. I mean, she wanted to write the song She-Wolf herself, but the fact that she would actually think to go to Seth MacFarlane about people, that speaks volumes of what Seth MacFarlane is capable of doing. So, you know, shout out to Seth MacFarlane. Okay, now we get to the bomb. Is it true that she's a super smeller? Yes, and she's also a super eater. And then Sean asked her if that's a blessing or a curse. She could not answer it because it was the bomb. I mean, it's the bomb. What do you expect? It's going to halt everybody in their tracks. But unlike Ice Spice a week ago, she pressed on because she is Shakira and she's awesome. Okay. This is the question that got a laugh out of me. Because, obviously, Shakira, worldwide superstar, Obviously, many people know her lyrics. So Sean asked her, what's the most heard fan lyric in North America, and what's the most heard fan lyric in South America? Now, South America, they don't really say much. They're pretty quiet about that. Here in North America, however, it's Hips Don't Lie. In fact, there are people who see her on the street going, "Hey, Shakira, do your hips lie?" Now listen, obviously Hips Don't Lie, probably her most iconic song. Easily. I mean, I can't tell you how many dances and parties I went to, and you best believe Hips Don't Lie was playing. I mean, personally, I think from, musical perspective, Whenever, Wherever is a better song. In terms of here's the thing, I like party songs, I really do. But the music, when deep down in your soul, you can legit dance to the music. And, you almost, it feels as if you want to dance like no one's watching. That's the kind of music that resonates with me most, I find. Songs like Whenever, Wherever, that song gets to me. And another song of Shakira's? Try Everything. That's also a party song, but honestly, if Hips Don't Lie is that iconic party song, and Whenever, Wherever is that song that makes me want to just get up and dance, Try Everything is right in the middle. In fact, honestly, if I ever had an opportunity to quote one of Shakira's lines to Shakira, I would actually be a little more creative, "So Shakira, did you try everything?" If any Zootopia fans are watching this is your bread and butter right here. Love Zootopia, man. Zootopia is such a great movie. And I should do movies on Zootopia at some point. We are getting a sequel. I'm so excited. Okay, alright. So finally, for the last dab, we had a Hot Sauce Association game. Basically, think of any song that Shakira has on a new album, because she's promoting a new album. And, point to the sauce that best represents it. So, La Tortura, that's the bomb. Como, Donde y Cuando, the last dab experience. Whenever, Wherever, Los Calientes, which I'm glad Sean mentioned Whenever, Wherever. You know what? Gosh. I mean, look, it's hard for me to really have a top 10 Shakira songs, top 5 Shakira songs, whatever. Because quite literally the 3 songs I just mentioned a week ago, Hips Don't Lie, Try Everything, Whenever, Wherever. When I think of Shakira, those are going to be the 3 songs that are going to pop in my head. And you know what? It's Shakira. And I mentioned this before. I had no idea what Shakira looked like until I was in my mid to I was 20. You know what? My first ever time I ever saw what Shakira looked like was when I was 26 years old. Disney was promoting the movie Zootopia, particularly the song Try Everything by Shakira, and showed Shakira in the recording studio recording that song. And that was my first time I ever saw Shakira, what she looked like. Spoiler, Shakira's drop dead gorgeous. Pretty much everyone knows that. But to have such a beautiful sound be associated with, again, someone as beautiful as Shakira, I'm please tell me, she's obviously, listen, she's 47 years old, I'm 34, no chance it's ever gonna happen, but at the time I'm thinking you wouldn't have to be single, would you? Shakira's never gonna watch this. If she did, that'd be really cool, but she's not gonna watch this. Anyway, as I said before, if this is the season finale of Hot Ones, I don't think the good folks over at First Week Feast and Hot Ones could have picked a better way to end the season. This lived up to everything. It was like, as soon as I found out on Tuesday we were getting Shakira for, as a Hot Ones guest, I'm like, in the words of Kevin Hart, it's about to go down. And it went down in the best possible way. So to the good folks over, Sean Evans, Chris Schoenberger, Camera Guy Bill, every one of the good folks over at First Week Feast and Hot Ones, thank you for a wonderful season 23. Or probably the best was the season finale. Thank you for a wonderful, wonderful Hot Ones season. I already can't wait for season 24. You start up, what? Hot Ones helped me get through the winter. It did. And we're already into spring, just about a month away from, over a month and a half away from going back to Cuba Lake. So, yeah, everything's looking up. And by the way, in case anyone was wondering, if anyone's wondering what that white cord right here is, I'm charging my AirPods. Yes, I have AirPods now. With that said, comedian Taylor Tomlinson was right. These are great for drowning out sound. If anything, they work a little bit too well. Oh my God. Okay. Folks over First Week Feast and Hot Ones, hear me out. Taylor Tomlinson for season 24. Oh my God. That episode would be amazing. And it's not going to happen. It'd be cool if it did, though. I hope you all like this video. Like, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Bible with me. As always, I encourage home this video for all you guys watching Jordan. We'll have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Friday. And remember, if you guys want to talk channel, we're here to let me know. Take care and make good choices. 607 all day, baby.